CH21 is an error related to inverter compressor, and there are related errors of 22, 26, 29. For single, CH15, 16, and 21 occurs. CH21 error code occurs when there is a problem of voltage or current related to inverter compressor IPM module and when unit part is defect. First, check breaker when CH21 occurs. And check outdoor unit power supply status. If there is no problem with the power supply, check fuse. For fuse, check fuse resistance and check if fuse is disconnected. If there's no problem with fuse, check noise filter input and output voltage. If there's no problem with noise filter, measure resistance to check inverter compressor unit. An integrated PCB, CH26, 29 errors cannot be detected by measuring the resistance. If there is no problem with resistance, measure inverter compressor insulation. If insulation is measured between chassis and each U, V, W phase connection, if tester value changes only within kiloohm, it's considered as normal. At this time, check the compressor wire. If there is no problem with compressor wire, check magnet switch that supplies power to inverter compressor. At this time, check if 220 voltage is applied to magnet switch connector and check input and output voltage. If there is no problem, check the capacitor status. Capacitor is a part of repeating charging and discharging, so basically checks the short because of disconnection. Also, if CH21 error is a capacitor charging defect, CH23 may occur also. If the capacitor check has been completed, then check outdoor unit IPM, PCB, and bridge diode. For outdoor unit, IPM, PCB, when frequency changes, voltage frequency of U, V, W also changes, so the increased value shall be the same. Also, check if grease is properly put on IPM, and check if it is closely attached to heatsink. Finally, check inverter PCB. Inverter PCB LED blinks or turns on according to each part as follows. For single, the basic checkpoints are the same as multi-V. And for single checkpoint, check clogging of indoor unit filter. Next, check outdoor unit environment. Check power supply in a similar way as multi-V. If there is no problem, check voltage and power between compressor phases in similar way as multi-V. The order of checking compressor is as follows. First is IPM check. IPM check is also the same as multi-V, and initially you have to visually check IPM damage. The next is to measure current between each phases of compressor after product is turned on to check variation between each phases. During the activation, after removing compressor connector, measure the voltage coming out of that connector, and if there is no change of the voltage, probably because of IPM failure, and if there is voltage change, probably because of compressor failure. If all checks are normal, operate the machine to check high-low pressure. Measure compressor discharge temperature sensor, and it is normal if 200 kOhm at room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. At this time, if pressure is too high or too low, CH15 error may occur.